What is up, my butter biscuits? Y'all, within today's video, can you guys believe I'm wearing a long sleeve? Oh my gosh, it's been like years since I could fit into a long sleeve. Not that I've lost any weight. This is just a bigger size than what I normally would wear. Anyways, y'all, it's literally that cold that I can wear a long sleeve. Oh my gosh, if you guys are on my channel, y'all know I'm literally always complaining about how hot it is inside my studio because it's inside my garage. There's like no type of like insulation. Is that the right word? I think it's insulation. I don't know why I felt like that's for like diabetes. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, okay? It like either is extra hot in here or extra cold, and it's really cold right now. Anyways, y'all, before I start rambling, I'm like really in a talkative mood today, like so talkative. I was literally on the phone with my friend for 2 hours and 30 minutes. 2 hours and 37 minutes to be exact, y'all. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just talking so much today. Anyways, as you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about Rare Beauty's new cream stick bronzers. Y'all, this right here, I feel like is going to be like a difficult thing to talk about because if you guys did not check out my recent video about Manny MUA's Lunar Beauty, the Outer Dimension face palette, I feel like that palette actually like just changed my whole perception of viewing like new collections and products online because images just look so different than how they really are in person. However, I do want to say there is actual like in life, not underneath studio lighting, swatches of these, and there is a lot of complaints about these because y'all, the shade range is just really not inclusive. And honestly, I have to say this one to me is just like a shock because I'm like, y'all, we're talking about Selena Gomez. Like, she literally is so famous, so rich. Like, I just always feel like whenever big brands come out with like a lack of shade ranges, it's just like, what are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? On top of that too, a lot of people are going to be complaining, or not are going to be complaining, a lot of people are complaining about the warmth of them. Like, the deeper shades are like really, really red. I'll show you guys within this video. However, I do know, because I feel like a lot of people are going to be saying this within this video, I totally know obviously bronzer is meant to add warmth. However, a lot of people still do whenever they're out in the sun and they get like a natural bronze, they don't necessarily turn red or turn orange. You know what I'm saying? Like me, for example, if I'm out in the sun, I'll be red for like 1 to 2 days. However, after that, all of my bronze areas end up being a little bit more neutral rather than orange or red. So that's why I feel like 9 times out of 10, honestly, I feel like you could really kind of use like contouring and bronzer as the same type of thing. However, y'all, we're going to go into the swatches of these bronzers because they're a little crazy, honestly, especially the deeper shade. I feel like it is just so red that I'm just like, I don't know, y'all. We can get your guys' thoughts and opinions about everything, because I really am curious to know what you guys think about it, and I will be reading a lot of comments from Trend Mood, because people are like, what is going on with these, especially coming from Rare Beauty. So if you guys are interested in hearing about that, of course, go ahead and keep on watching. If y'all are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so that we'll get notified when I upload a new video, and make sure I'll give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate that, and let's go and get into it. Alright, y'all, so these are the swatches right here of the bronzers, and a lot of people were really like, what is going on with Rare Beauty that they're only coming out with 4 bronzers. However, because of this, I do assume that they ended up posting the full shade range and pictures, but really it's only 5 bronzers. We'll get into that in just a little bit, but I do want to go ahead and show these swatches right here. This is by a beauty blogger on Instagram. Her name is Beauty by T, and these are the swatches right here, and this is what I specifically wanted to talk about because, as I told you guys before, with the whole Outer Dimension situation, a lot of people were complaining about the lack of inclusivity within that, and then as soon as I received that in person and actually did swatches of it, I was like, whoa, like it really is inclusive. Like, honestly, the deepest shades really do like swatch way deeper than they appear to be in the pan, and honestly even the lighter shades too. Like, everything within that palette, it looks way lighter than it actually comes out. If you guys checked out my video, you guys saw the swatches, and y'all, the swatches are really deep. So these are live swatches right here of these bronzers, okay? And this is the thing that I want to talk about right here, because I am going to read some comments, and some people are like, wait, you guys are complaining that the darker shade is like way too red, but bronzers are meant to add warmth. And I'm like, okay, if you guys look at the first 2 ones, they're really not that orange, you know what I'm saying? And then the deeper ones are like really red. So if you would think, if you're going by that theory, oh, they're meant to add warmth, then how come the 2 lighter shades ain't orange? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, these are the 4 shades right here, and because she did post this, I'm assuming that she got these in PR. I really don't know, but because of that, Rare Beauty actually ended up posting the photos themselves, and there is going to be 5 of the cream bronzers, and these are them right here, y'all. I just have to say the red one is really throwing me off, which is the deepest one, because honestly, y'all, working in like, you know, makeup, working in the makeup industry for so long, and freelancing as well too, working on a lot of deep complexions, this to me, I feel like is just way too red that it's going to show up as kind of like a blush. It really does remind me of like film noir from like MAC. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that shade, but it's just way too reddish. You know what I'm saying? I totally understand, because I'm gonna read comments, you know, and I know that a lot of people are gonna be like, well, it's meant to add warmth. but not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, some people do bronze a little bit more neutral, and these to me are just really, really red. And I just have to go ahead and point this out right here that Manny MUA got so much backlash because of the lack of inclusivity on his. However, like I said, I feel like that palette is actually really inclusive because the shades really do go very, very deep. If you guys checked out my video, you guys can check it out and see how deep they are. But these are the 5 bronzers swatched right here, and you guys can see, especially like look at the deeper model, which is actually right in the middle. Look how red that shows up. It literally looks like a burgundy lipstick. I honestly just feel like it is way too red. The second shade actually does look very beautiful. I feel like that shade looks okay, but then the deepest one is just way too red in my personal opinion. So anyways, I want to go ahead and read some comments right here just so you guys can hear what people are saying about it. So somebody had commented, I was hoping there would be a better shade range with this one. I actually agreed with this too, because I'm like, you know what? A lot of people are like, they go hard on influencers, I feel like, but at the same time, like, people should realize with influencers, they don't have as much money as celebrities. Like, literally compare like Manny MUA's net worth to Selena Gomez, and I bet you it literally does not compare at all. Like, she has the money and she has the resources to come out with like 7, 8 shades, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that she's coming out with 5, and then they're really not all that inclusive to begin with, I don't know. Anyways, moving forward here, there needs to be at least 4 to 6 more shades. Hopefully this is just a teaser. I don't know about having 10 shades. However, I do feel like for bronzers, there should be maybe about 7 to 8. You know what I'm saying? I feel like 10 it's a lot, because obviously with bronzers, it can cover a lot more skin tones rather than, you know, like concealers and foundations, you know, products like that. Moving on here, are these the only shades? It doesn't seem very inclusive, and I would expect it would be coming from r.e.m, so that's disappointing. I also wish they had some more neutral shades. A lot of people, honestly, like if you guys look at Trend Mood, and I believe Makeup Craze as well too, a lot of people are saying about being more neutral as well as more inclusive, because I feel like the shade range is just not there whatsoever, especially coming from r.e.m. And I'm going to say this again, like when it comes to like influencers and stuff like that, I feel like people with smaller brands, or I should say indie brands, not necessarily influencers, but people with indie brands, I totally expect them to not have that big of a shade range. But if you're talking about somebody like Selena Gomez, who she has to probably be worth like over $50 million, I'm sure, I feel like she has the resources to come up with more stuff. As well as I want to go ahead and talk about the neutral shades, because I feel like a lot of people do like warmth in their bronzer. However, a lot of people do like it to be a little bit more neutral, because with me specifically right now, I'm actually wearing the Outer Dimension face palette by Lunar Beauty, and this is what I love right here. Like, I feel like this looks like a bronzer and contour in one, as to where if I was going to be wearing something that was like really, really orange, then I feel the need to still contour. However, if I had like a bronzer and contour mixed in one, then I would only be using one product. So I have like found before, there was actually this bronzer way back in the day, and I'm talking about like 10 years ago, by r.e.m, that I used to like from like Walmart and CVS. It was only like $5. I really loved that bronzer during that time, but it was like really orangey. However, I still felt the need to contour because it looked like I was wearing an orange blush. You know what I'm saying? As to where like the color that I'm wearing right now from the Outer Dimension face palette, it's very neutral, so it looks like a contour and it looks like a bronzer, you know. In the front, I am wearing blush, by the way, so if you guys see any type of like peachiness or pinkiness, that is from the blush palette. So moving on here with the comments, how disappointing, and the 2 deeper shades are extremely red. We like to bronze too. And then she tagged at Selena Gomez. I feel like a lot of people are obviously going to be complaining about this because it's like very non-inclusive, like coming from Rare Beauty. I'm gonna keep on emphasizing on that only because it's like, y'all, we are talking about Selena Gomez. Like, she is rich, rich. A lot of people within the comment section were bringing up the contour sticks by Fenty, because look at these right here and you could see how deep the shades actually go. These are very inclusive. However, they are contour shades, so obviously they're going to be a little bit more deeper because contour is meant to be a little bit deeper. However, I do feel like Rare Beauty still could have done a little bit better with being more inclusive with it. This is a comment that I wanted to read right here because I just know that there's a lot of people who are stans of Selena Gomez. I feel like any single time that I talk about a celebrity, people are just going to try to fight and argue. So I wanted to read this comment right here because I feel like a lot of people are actually trying to like defend Selena on this. So this is what it says. Y'all, she just came out with these. Yes, does need to be a fewer cooler shades, but these are not for contouring. These are for bronzing, and what does a bronzer do? Add warmth. I don't even use bronzers, and I know this. She will bring more shades if they sell well. Take a chill pill, ladies. However, this is where I say I have to disagree with this, okay? Like, I feel like that's coming from a person who probably is a Selena fan, and I totally get it. Like, you want to defend your fave. However, she could have came out with more shades to begin with. You get me? Because she is so rich. Like, she has the money. On top of that too, Rare Beauty has actually been very successful. I do see a lot of people who still like rave about her products, who love her concealer and foundation as well too. So I'm like, she's doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? She has the resources to come out with more. So it's better to be inclusive off the jump rather than add some on. And on top of that too, I feel like people with deeper complexions don't like to be thought of as an afterthought. You get me? Like, they want to be included in the initial launch. You get me? I don't know. That's just my personal opinion about it. And I do really feel like she could have come out with something way more inclusive. And I know, obviously, talking about the Lunar Beauty situation, y'all, you have to keep in mind with Manny MUA, he obviously doesn't have the resources like Selena Gomez. You get me? So I know, like, a lot of people are going to be like, well, hold on, if you said this about Lunar Beauty, then you should say this about that. No, y'all, she has the resources, she has the money. Like, she is, like, come on, she's a massive celebrity around the world. So she does have these resources to, like, you know, be more inclusive with her stuff. I do want to say, though, that the product actually does look like it'll be beautiful. She is actually coming out with translucent setting powders as well too, which is something that I think would be really, really good. And those actually do look like they would be a little bit more inclusive, because obviously with a setting powder, obviously you could come out with a little bit less because they're kind of like a tint, you know what I'm saying? So once again, these are them right there. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I feel like maybe because like the whole Lunar Beauty thing like really changed my mind, because my initial opinion about the Lunar Beauty Outer Dimension face palette, I was like, you know what? Like, I really do feel like it looks way too light. But then as soon as I got it in person, I was like, oh, snap. I kind of like, y'all, literally, this has become like one of my favorite products. I'm wearing it right now. In every recent video, I've literally been wearing it. I kind of want to do a review of these just to see how well they are. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, you can tell, anybody who could tell, like, any type of bronzer, you know that the deep one is just way too red. Like, way too red. But if you guys are interested in these, they retail for $30 and they will be coming out on December 25th. Look, y'all, speaking about the price point too, I just want to say $30 for one bronzer. The Outer Dimension face palette, I want to say, was like, what, $49 for the whole palette. And that comes with like, what was it, like five highlight shades, 5 contour shades, or 5 bronzer shades. You know what I'm saying? The whole palette for $49. And this is $30 for one. Oh my gosh, this is really expensive. Maybe I won't try it. Let me just keep it real with you guys. You guys know I typically do like to wear like more powder products rather than creams, but I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just try it just to see how it is, because I don't know, I want to try new stuff, but not for $30. Never mind, I take that back. Anyways, I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on this whole entire situation. Do you guys feel like celebrities should come out with more stuff, being that they do have more money, or do you guys feel like they should only come out with a little bit of products first and then add to the line further down the road? I don't know, that's kind of something that I'm conflicted with, because I feel like with an indie brand, I totally understand that they come out with, like, say for example 5 at first, because that's all that they can afford, and then they add on as they go. However, a celebrity has millions of dollars, you know what I mean? Anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.